Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. NBC guest says only two options for immigration: letting people into this country or letting them die. And look at this. She's calls cruelty on the border has been a bipartisan consensus, and she's a comedian. Welcome back, all you thought criminals and mega extremists. And those that are new, welcome. Well, at least MSNBC is finally admitting we are now putting comedians on to set policy for this country on immigration, because they've been doing it for decades. MSNBC guest Francesca Fiorentini suggested on Sunday night that America must let illegal immigrants to the country because the only other option is death. No, how about this, genius? How about we don't tell the whole world, especially in Central and South America, and there's a lot coming from the African continent as well, that just come here, walk across the border. If you get caught, we'll set up a court date. You're all set to go. How about if we stop doing that? How if we start taking people that are here unlawfully and sending them back across the border into Mexico to send a message that we have laws here. We are a country of laws, and it is unlawful just to take sanctuary in the United States for economic reasons. Period. Passed by Congress decades ago, augmented, changed, and refined over time. Host Allian, I'm not even going to try the last name, spoke with a panel how Republican governors have been shipping illegal immigrants to areas populated by wealthy liberal elites. Now, it's funny. When they cross the border unlawfully, they are migrants. But when a Republican governor sends them out of the state to a place that the liberal elites don't like, they're called the illegal immigrants. You see how that works? Fiorentini slammed Republicans that went on to suggest that both sides have been tough on illegal immigrants in recent years. Crock of horse shit. Sorry. But the reality is that cruelty on the border has been a bipartisan consensus. Sadly, she claimed. And Democrats have been dragged to the right by Republicans, further militarizing the border, giving Customs and Border even more money. This is one of the largest federal agencies that is insanely militarized, right? It has crazy jurisdiction. You feel the same way about the new 80-odd thousand IRS agents? You moron. They guard our borders. Well, they're supposed to, but they've been turned away. So we're putting all this supposedly extra money in the Border Patrol and equipment and personnel, and yet we're not using them? Is that your point? The comedian suggests the Democratic Party needs to be more compassionate of the waves of people trying to cross America's southern border. And so I am looking for vision from Democrats on actually not just humanizing migrants, also they're migrants now. They're illegal immigrants when they were shipped from Texas and Florida into liberal areas, but now they're just migrants again. It's hard to keep track. Which is the lowest bar, right? But truly, how can we be better than the narco gangs that these folks are running from? We're as bad as narco gangs and cartels that use these people? Are you effing serious? Are you that delusional? How is it you can even make a living as a comedian? Who the hell would pay money to see and hear you? Honest to God, this is insane. Absolutely insane. And for those of you out there, not sure what your racial background is, nor does it matter, nor do I care, because it's not important to me. All of these so-called migrants, the number one group of people that it hurts the most economically, it's been proven over and over, and by a huge percent, is African Americans. So you're basically using your prejudice against blacks to populate the country. Actually suggesting that many migrants have been coming from Venezuela. She recalled the waves of migration from other troubled nations. You had Haitian immigrants being chased on horseback, and yet Ukrainian migrants, refugees, have been welcomed into this country. which they should be. Oh, okay, how it goes. If you leave a war-torn area and you're here as a refugee, that qualifies under our immigration law. They're just leaving a crap hole that they live in that they've actually made for themselves. She pitched the complicated political problem in simplistic terms. And the answer is this: either death or accepting folks in this country. Let me give it another. Yeah. There is only two options here. The host railing pushing back, appeared to agree, of course, on MSNBC. I got to say, honestly, here's a picture here. Brazilian migrants. They look pretty well fed. They got nice clothes on. A lot nicer than some Americans that I know. Man, they're doing okay. Always, he replied. This is the problem. Unless, of course, you send them around her house where she lives in L.A. or God knows where, or in the nicer communities. We are the elite, progressive Democrats. We know what's best for you. We don't have to have any of our policies or practices that don't work come back to bite us in the behind. But listen to what I tell you. We're doing this for your own good, your own economic future. I don't care if it cuts your income in half. I don't care if you have to go on welfare. We know what's best for you. Listen, obey, and shut up. I have no idea why to this day that the African Americans that live in this country that can vote legally, 80+% still vote Democrat. That is a mystery to me that I wish I had the education to figure out psychologically why that is. And why aren't these people waking up? The Republicans don't have all the answers, don't get me wrong. But the Republicans don't treat you like chattel either, and could care less about what happens to you. They don't put you in poverty and misery just for political gain. The Democrats do. And it's about time you woke up. Please, for the future of our country, wake the frick up. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.